What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Don Rico back at it again with another one. I'm not going to take too long on this one. I really am not. It's just that I got some thoughts that I need to get out. And if I do look like a mess, do forgive me. I literally just got back from the gym, so I'm just recording this. Literally just stepped in, cleaned up just a little bit in terms of just putting my stuff away. And I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to record this bit. I'm going to grab my phone. I'm going to press to record, and I'm just going to let it fly. Because I've been seeing a lot of content online recently about people just quitting their jobs, and then they decided they want to take a risk or go all in, and it just baffles me. I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm going to tell you why it baffles me. And goes out primarily to my guys, even though the ladies can kind of take some insight from this too. So this isn't discriminatory. If you can find the gems and the jewels within it, then please take it. But this is just me getting my thoughts out, because this is very important that I actually put this out here, because I'm going to be honest with you. You don't really care. And what I mean by that you don't really care is that the things that you say that you're passionate about, the thing that you want to go all in on, because a lot of people, they quit their jobs so that they can do the whole entrepreneur thing, and they want to go all in and focus on that. And I'm going to be honest with you. The vast majority of them will absolutely fail. And the reason why the vast majority of them will absolutely fail, based on what I've seen, is because they show patterns of behavior to where they have not, given to what it is that they talk about, they haven't really proven that they can actually stick with it. There are a lot of people that would stay in jobs for like barely a year, 2 years, and they have a history of work, and they have a vast work history. That doesn't prove that you're always working or anything like that. That just proves that you can't really stick to anything long term. And if you can't stick to anything particularly long term, what makes you think that you're going to strike it out on your own? Because when you're first doing something, for example, let's say you want to go out, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to do your own thing. Okay, cool. Do you realize that it takes a long time and it's a lot of work that you got to put in on the front end before you can actually see any money coming in, or you can actually take advantage of any fruits of that labor? You're just creating more work for yourself, and you're working for free. And that's why it's very important. If it's important to you, if it's that important to you, you do it on the side, and you do it after you get off of work. You don't quit your job. That's a lot of the mistake that I actually see a lot of people making. And if this is something, let's say, for example, if I intend on becoming an entrepreneur, and maybe I will someday, but what I've learned through the mistakes of other people and people who are actually doing it successfully is that you don't quit your day job. You don't quit your 9 to 5. You don't stop, because you have to understand, the money that you're making for your job is just to keep you alive, to keep food on the table, to feed your face, to clean yourself up, to make sure you have a place to live, to pay your bills, to pay rent, etc. The extra money, if you learn how to regulate your finances and budget accordingly, any overhead of money that you get when it comes to, and that's why it's very important that you work overtime, you put that extra money towards whatever it is that you're doing on the side, whatever business that you're trying to start. It's essential that you keep your job, A, and B, whatever extra money that you make, you put into that job. And also, if it's that meaningful to you, if it's that important to you, not only you're going to keep your job, but you're going to do it outside of your job, like especially on your days off, anytime that you have after work, those 1 to 2 hours that you may have after work, you got to just do the work. It's like me, for example, when it comes to my fitness, because I literally, like I said earlier, I just got back from the gym. People ask me all the time, how do I find time and the energy to do it? I don't give myself an out. I just do it. And I get off of work, and I work long hours too. I work 10 plus hours. So there's really no excuse. Most of y'all are working 8, probably even less hours. You probably don't even work the full 40-hour work weeks, and you somehow find an excuse that you can't do whatever it is that you need to do on the side outside. But regardless, I don't give myself an out. I get off of work, I come home, I get my stuff, and I go back out to the gym. I just do it. I don't give myself an out. I don't even think about it. I just do it. Even if I don't feel like doing it, I just do it. That's the mentality, and that's the approach that you have to have when it comes to whatever it is that you're pursuing on the side. A lot of people take too much risk just so they can See, y'all are caught up in this dream of being your own boss and working for yourselves, and you don't understand the amount of work that you have to put in the front end. And you have to understand, if this is the route that you're going to take, you're going to have to start thinking like a corporation. You're going to have to start thinking like a business. You're going to have to start thinking of taxes differently. You're going to have to start thinking of income differently. You're going to have to leverage or make some sort of short-term sacrifice so that you can supplement whatever it is that you're doing on the side. And you're not willing to stay down and sacrifice, because you overestimate what you could do in 1 year, but you underestimate what you could do to 5 to 10 years. You have to think long term. And a lot of people just quit because, oh, I don't want to work for anymore. Oh, I want to be my own boss. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think a good number of those people actually got fired. If I'm just going to be honest. I'm just calling it like I see it. Y'all don't want to do the work. Even for me, I would argue and say I've reached a level of physical fitness, and though it may not look so much on camera, I'm telling you in person, it's a whole nother thing. I promise you. Though I reach a certain level of physical fitness, I'm telling you, a lot of people, when they ask me advice on that, for example, whether it be at work or just out and about, I tell them the truth, and it's actually not sexy. It's pretty boring. It's just consistency, experimentation, and hard work. You're going to have to consistently put in the work for an extended period of time. It's compound interest, but you have to have a long-term view to take advantage of what compound interest is. It's the magic of compound interest. It's the small things that you do frequently that add up into a great big thing. It just snowballs into something great and eventually becomes an avalanche. And people think, oh, I can get that quickly. No, it doesn't work that way. And y'all can start doing this too, but if it's that meaningful to you, with whatever it is that you're pursuing on the side, whatever it is that you intend on doing long term, if it's that meaningful to you, if your dream is that meaningful to you, you would actually put in the work outside of work to make sure you get it done. You would make the necessary sacrifices. Whatever friend groups that you have that are holding you back, cut them. Partying, having fun, cut it. All that extra money that you've been spending on a bunch of BS, cut it. You got to cut it. All that extra money that you spend on BS is money that you could be investing into your business or whatever. And I'm just calling it like I see it, guys. I just see a bunch of laziness. And they make excuses. And some of these people have families and children and wives and spouses and their homes to take care of. And you're just making these reckless moves. You're just quitting your job and you don't have a plan B. You don't have a backup or nothing. That's just wild to me. It's just that in of itself shows your lack of commitment. You're not committed to this. You're not committed to this. And most likely, more oftentimes than not, you're not built for it. A lot of people are just quitting their jobs just because they're tired of it. They don't want to work for whatever boss that they have. They're sick of it. Listen, there are aspects of even my job that I don't like. But at the end of the day, I got to do whatever it is that I got to do because there's something greater that I'm chasing and pursuing. But I have to understand that I have to at least pay my bills. I still have to feed my face. At the end of the day, I still have responsibilities I have to take care of. And whenever time that I have, the limited time, literally limited 2 to 3 hours that I have outside of work, I just put whatever time it is I have into whatever it is that I'm doing. You see what I mean? But you have to have the courage and the backbone to make the sacrifice. And you also have to have the work ethic. That's one thing. That is one thing that you're not going to be able to be taught. You can't teach work ethic. You just got to do it. A lot of you just think too much. You just got to just jump into it. Just do it. Just go ahead and do it. It's just, I'm just going to be honest. I just see a lot of excuses and laziness. You just don't want to do the work. Just admit you don't want to do the work. Go back out and get a job and start doing it the right way. Stop making these big ass risky gambles and just going super all in. Listen, going all in doesn't mean quitting your job and then exclusively starting on whatever it is that you're starting on, because you're not going to make any money off of it on a short-term basis. You're just not. It's by understanding, hey, whatever limited time I do have, I'm gonna put it into whatever it is that I'm working on, whether it be your fitness, whether it be your business, whether it be studying or school, whatever it is that adds value into your life and pays future dividends to whatever it is that you're trying to be or become. That's the time you need to invest. But you have no time management and you're lazy. And I bet y'all don't even have calendars. You don't even set up calendars. And that's a whole nother thing. I made a video about that too. And I'm just going to be honest. Like, I just see a lot of guys just today making excuses. I see it everywhere. I see it everywhere. And then they think they're so hot. And I'm just, sometimes I can't help but laugh because I know, based on paying attention to their behavioral patterns, and I'm an introvert, because I know my observational skills when it comes to people is excellent. I can tell just based on their patterns and how they carry themselves, they're not built for it. They're not built for it, and they're not going to make it because they don't have the discipline to endure long enough. They can't make the sacrifice, and they don't have the work ethic to back it up. So I'm just saying, guys, like, you can't afford to just quit your job out of nowhere. You still got to do the work at the end of the day. You still got a lot that you need to do. If it's not meaningful to you, you will make time to get it done, and you won't make the excuses. Your mindset is also important here. You won't make the excuses. You won't BS around, and you will just find a way to get it done. You will get it done. You just get it done. Just get it done. I don't want to hear the excuses. And you don't have to quit your job in order to do that. Keep your job so that you can still pay rent and pay your bills and handle your responsibilities as an adult. And then whatever time that you have outside of it, that's the time that you invest. If you can't do that, you're not serious about it, you're not built for it, just get a regular job and just keep it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But stop coming out here and pretending that you're going to make things shake and you're going to move if you're not willing to put in the time nor make the sacrifice. And if you don't have the work ethic to do so. Stop wasting everyone else's time. Those are just my thoughts, all right? I just had to put that out there because as I was coming home from the gym, I remembered I keep seeing these videos online circulating on the internet about people just quitting their jobs just because they want to go out and be their own boss, be their own CEO and all that. And it's just nonsense to me. It's just nonsense. And then I low-key pay attention to some of these people and they just don't got it. They don't have the work ethic. They don't have... Most of y'all just need to get a regular job, honestly. And it's okay to have one, but if you're not willing to put in whatever extra time that you have outside of work, even after work, immediately after work, to do whatever it is that you do, even on your downtime at work, to study and research, you're not built for it. Don't even bother. All right? I'm trying to save you some time and energy. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Deuces.